Well, hey now, hey. It feels like a victory. It's a victory. Hey. Don't you love it? Hey. They said it was Ravens week. Who cares? We got the dub. Hey. Don't you love that right there, man? Beautiful victory by the black and gold against those stank old rat birds, man. Try to come into the city, act like they run something, man. Y'all better stop playing, man. Let's go. Oh, love that right there, baby. Love that. If y'all got that Ravens pack wherever y'all located at, make sure y'all feel good on that thing, man, and enjoy yourselves on that Ravens pack. Oh, Lord. It's hitting nice and hard. Shout out, baby. Yes, indeed, man. But the energy is right, man. It felt good. We needed that one too. Statement game, man. In all three phases. All three phases, baby. Like I said, man. So you know how we go do. Gotta talk about it, man. Gonna have a little fun with that thing there. But whoo, baby. Let's go. Gotta check off that Ravens list. It just hit a little bit different when you check it off, man. So shout out to that right there, man. But y'all know the drill, man. Let me know in the comment section where you guys are tuning in from, so that way I give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Sitting here with this beautiful 18-16 dub. Sitting here a nice 8-2. Huh? Them one in the division. Now officially with a division win as well. So shout out. Love it, baby. All right, let's see where the congregation is tuning in from. Where's the population tuning in from today? Rod dial in at 330 Youngstown, Ohio. Share a line, baby. Share a line. Mike Hood in the 614 Columbus, Ohio. Then from there, Brad Gray in the 714 Huntington Beach, California. Shout out to John McDormand in the 913 Bull City. I heard they got Steelers fans in Bull City, and I heard them Steelers fans are celebrating a dub today out in Bull City. So salute to you as well. Brandon Clark in the 540 Roanoke, Virginia, and he says, shout out to that Peyton Wilson interception. Listen, I'm sitting with wifey, little man next to me, and I see that play. They like, whoa, I say, God, dog. They say, yeah, for real. I say, yeah. I think that's a pick. I think that's the right one. Shout out to man. Peyton Wilson was doing his thing, man. Them LBs was doing their thing today. Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queen, Landon Roberts. All right. They said, play if you want to, man. Say, you think this sweet over here, you want to. Love the energy, man. DJ Lundy in the 757 Norfolk, VA, a.k.a. the Crib. Troy K in the 915 Texas. And I can't forget about the homie lifted ones in the 916 Sacktown, baby. And let's see, who do I want to end it with? Who do we want to end the last shout out with? John Baltiera in Victorville, California. Shout out to Victorville, California. And I do see you, Jesse Shears, in the 416 Toronto, baby. Yes, man. But let's get this thing rolling, man. Talk a little bit about some of my initial, thoughts on the game, man. And then from there, man, we'll obviously tap into some of those supers that I see coming in from the super chat. So shout out to y'all and a lot of y'all in the comment section as well, man. Definitely appreciate y'all on that. But I got to say on the front end, before I get too deep into this thing, bro, that was an absolute blast of a game, man. I was having just a good old time, man. That Steelers Ravens, anytime you get that rivalry element of it, it's a different complexion of the game, but still is a beauty. It's still an art to it, man. It's something that, like I said, I really appreciate. Like I said, being able to watch, man. And yeah, I think it's something like I said, man. Flirting with watch party, all right? It's feeling watch party-ish, man. Anytime I get that game day energy, I'm like, yo, Man, we need to have the gang in here watching it together, man. We can just let this moment react. But let me not get too hyped, all right? We'll table that. I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all can let me know comment section, live or even post show, man, how y'all feel about that, man. But flirt, maybe potential watch party. I have to bring that back because we've done them before and they were a lot of fun, man. So, but with that being the case, man, like I said, man, my initial thoughts on the game, man, I loved what I saw from us defensively. Why is that? Because that is a very, very explosive, very productive, and very difficult Ravens matchup or Ravens team to match up against. They can beat you in a multitude of ways, and they really put your defense under a lot of stress and conflict based on their personnel groupings and how they utilize the quarterback. But we did say coming into the matchup, we said, man, the reason why we typically have a lot of success against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens is we can generate pressure against him with our front four without having to blitz. So it speeds up his clock and it doesn't allow those receivers down the yard to kind of get that separation doing the scramble drill, which played out perfectly. Now, he did have an occasional scramble drill spot, and, their receivers didn't complete those plays. And, hey, man, that's a part of the game as well. That's why you got to execute each and every time. But I thought our pass rush, man, did enough. Whether you're talking TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, man, had some nice rushes. I thought Cam Hayward was definitely disruptive on the interior part of the D-line, providing pressure along with getting some PBUs, man, some of them batted balls. You love to see that. You could just see how it frustrated and ultimately kept that Ravens offense from ever really finding rhythm. And that's one of the things, like I said, that we do a really good job of in terms of matching up versus Baltimore specifically. The next part that I was impressed with us from a defensive standpoint was overall how we did against Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry, we know, is a absolute monster to deal with, man, when he's running the football. But we held him, 13 carries, 65 yards. He had a touchdown. He had that long run of 31 yards. But the difference between the Steelers and all these other teams that have allowed explosive touchdowns from Derrick Henry, Minkah Fitzpatrick's tackling, right? We talk about the lack of splash plays. Nah, that's a splash play right there when you get that on the ground because it made them have to keep snapping that football. Now, granted, man, we've seen when that dude takes off and it's a 60, 70-yard touchdown run, man, it's not easy to bring him down. But we did get that, man. So I was, like I said, definitely impressed with that, man. But as a whole, we kept their running game at bay. We didn't really allow them to get a consistent rhythm with that. And I thought that we defended the pass really well also, man. Nice job in terms of the interception that we were able to get, man, by Peyton Wilson. Heck of a play by him. But that's what you want to see, man, creating splash, man. But it all started with Nick Herbig, man. Second play of the game, forcing the forced fumble on Derrick Henry, man. 538 attempts, hadn't fumbled the ball. And then, boom, first lost one. Love to see it. Shout out to the young guy, man, getting back out there, looking healthy. I thought that he looked fast. I thought that he looked like his hamstring had healed up, man. So shout out to that, man. And it was good to see Deshaun Elliott, former Raven, making plays, man, in his first opportunity to introduce himself from the other side of the rivalry now, man. Love that, man. But I thought Patrick Queen, man, he stood out in a major way, man. I thought from start to finish, the energy that he played with, the passion that he had, you could feel it. It was contagious out there. And you saw it show up, man, in the running game, multiple TFLs. You saw him showing up in the pass game, flying around. I mean, shoot, I think it was Rashad Bateman, it might have been, had that. He had a nice, catch. And out the just nowhere, you see a heat-seeking missile, Patrick Queen smack. I'm like, bruh. Yes, that was a great catch. Nice first down, but holy smokes, PQ to kill this man. That's the energy PQ was on, man. And then obviously that forced fumble that he had on Isaiah Likely, the strip, and then turn around and recover it yourself. That's a man on a mission. That was a guy that had been talked about at multiple points this season in terms of the splash plays coming with him because of the contract. But I thought that he definitely showed up, man, and did his thing out there, man. So I was loving that as well. But, man, defensively, man, I was impressed, man. I thought that we did what we were supposed to do versus a very tough team, man. And that's another, when you're talking about you got to check off these tests, right? This is supposed to be the hardest part of the season, right? All right, well, so far we done knocked off two of these hard parts of the season thus far, man. So we'll see what the short week looks like. But before we get to that, we're going to enjoy ourselves today. Now, offensively, I thought that offensively, man, that's a tough Ravens defense, man. We already know this, man. They give up yardage from a passing standpoint. But as we said, a lot of that is due to the attrition, people just throwing the ball an absurdly amount of times and them not being able to generate or create enough pressure organically. That unfortunately wasn't the case today with I think he had what 2.5 sacks, man. I wasn't the most fond of his ability to get after the quarterback, man. But as a whole, I felt like we're able to fight and make enough plays on that side of the ball where we put ourselves in scoring position 6 times. That's the thing that we do got to realize. I mean, 18 points. I know we're gonna, talk about Boz, and rightfully so, because he had a heck of a day. But Boz can't hit the field goal at the 50-yard line. You know what I mean? So we would have had to have drives that were moving. And ultimately, man, 6 scoring drives to me versus that Ravens defense, man, we'll take that, man. Now, obviously, you want to get some of those being touchdowns. And yeah, that's the name of the game. But the same way, it's tough to score on our defense. It's tough to score on their defense as well at times, man. And like I said, for me, I thought that for Russ, man, I didn't really have a ton of negatives. Even on the interception, I thought more so it was miscommunication with him and Darnell Washington. It looks like he's giving Darnell a chance at a jump ball, and Darnell looks at it as if somebody is behind him that he's throwing it to versus like, yo, go up top and make a play on this ball, man. You 6'7", could jump out the jump. Like, hey, go get it. So I thought that it was more so that on an interception versus bad decision or, oh my God, why would you throw that? Nah, I didn't think that. I think it's, he's giving this guy a chance. And you saw he came right back to Darnell, man. And Darnell had multiple explosive plays from a receiving standpoint as well today, man. It was really impressive to see him. But I did like I said, what I saw from Russ, man, today, battling through just this difficult Ravens team that was able to generate some pressure against him. I also thought that George Pickens, man, the way that he was combating on the perimeter, man, making some of these catches and getting some of that tough yardage, run out the catch, and then obviously the explosive, big time field flipping catch in the third, or was that third, or it might have been the fourth. In the fourth quarter, he had the big 25-yard reception. Then came, or no, excuse me, on that one, the 37-yard. Yeah, there we go. About to say, so with that though, man, it was like, dude, that he continues to show that he is the guy. He continues to show that, man, we can't rely on him. And I want to say he ended, what was it, 8 for 89? 8 catches, 89 yards, 11.1 per catch, or 11.1 yard average per catch. And obviously he had the 37-yarder as the big boy shot. And then Darnell ended with 2 catches for 42 yards. Najee, sneaky production out the backfield from a receiving standpoint, 4 catches for 30 yards. He had that nice 20-yard run. Him and Jaylen Warren had nice explosive plays via screen. And then Najee also had these 63 yards on the ground. So, and Jaylen Warren, 41 yards on the ground. So once again, still crossing that 100-yard rushing mark threshold as well this week. But once again, instead of it just being a singular guy, like we've said with Najee the past couple of weeks, now it was the tandem of them going for over 100 yards, but it still maintained that balance that we are ultimately looking for with this team right now, man. But we know, man, the guy, the man of the hour, the one and only Wizard of Boz. Shout out to Boz, man. We were a little concerned because he did podcast media this week, and we was like, all right, now specialists doing interviews, or all right, man, what was going on here? But when you deliver 18 points, multiple from 50 plus, yeah, you can do as many interviews as you want. So for Boz on the day, first one was 32 yards, second one was 52 yards, third one was 32 yards, fourth one 57 yards, fifth one 27 yards, and then the cash money sixth one 50-yarder. Beautiful, beautiful day from the Wizard of Boz, man. Like I said, love what I saw from him, man, and statement game, because we know who was across the field from him, man. And Tucker definitely struggled today. Now, he still hit his 54-yard or something like that? But as a whole, Tucker was over there struggling, and it was good to see Boz staring that down, man, knocking him in. Cash money at the cash money at the cash money at the cash money at the So that's what we wanted to see right there, man. But like I said, man, those are some of my initial thoughts on the game. I thought offensive line-wise, man, they fought. They blocked well. It wasn't the best performance from them in the sense of a clean statistical day. We did have a couple of sacks. I think it was 4 that ended up happening. And in terms of penalties, we did have a couple of penalties out there as well. But in terms of the overall effort, the overall mentality, the nastiness, I love what I was saying from Broderick in terms of his overall fight. We know these guys aren't perfect. They haven't been perfect all season. So I wouldn't expect a perfect game in this type of matchup. But in terms of how they fought, in terms of the energy, in terms of the nastiness, in terms of their finish in certain elements in this game, man, I was loving all of that, man. And shout out to Mason McCormick. He's another one of those dudes that I just love when he just pop up every time after a play, and I'm like, yo, he's barking at somebody. I just see this all the time. I'm like, yo, I love your energy, man. I don't know who you be talking to, but keep it going, man. Keep it going. But like I said, man, definitely shout out to the old line, man. Shout out to the team, man. Team victory. Got up out of that thing with a beautiful dub, man. So, like I said, those were some of my. Oh, and I almost forgot. I could not forget. Last but certainly not least, man, Justin Fields. Man, we saw him get. I think it was 4 total plays in this game, man. But, whoo, were they impactful? Were they big? First time all season where we've used both quarterbacks in the same game, and it was good to see, man. The first run, that QB power, Justin Fields picks up 8 yards. Catches the defense nice off, kind of off guard. Love that. Then the 2 runs at the end, 3 runs at the end of the game. The first one, really nice pickup, man. We thought he should have had, or no, the first one was a nice one. The second one, we thought he was going to get the first down, but that's when he slid. And we're like, oh, all right, CR short. But I do like the fact that we put him right back out there with that zone read element, man, handing it to Najee. But because he's on the field, defensively, it's a different way that you guard it. It's no different than playing against Lamar. It makes you have to think about, what if this guy does pull it? Now I can't feel like I have the extra numbers from a, defensive standpoint. Now I kind of have to play this thing, all 11 versus all 11. And it's a lot more of a challenge at this level, man. But shout out to Justin Fields for that. Shout out to Arthur Smith calling it, man. Like I said, man, we did what we needed to do. And Coach Tomlin, Danny Smith, everybody checked out, man. Terrell Austin as well, man. So like I said, definitely like that. But like I said, those are my initial thoughts on the game, man. But now I'm gonna go ahead and check out, man. I see we got some super chats coming in here, as well as regular comments coming in here, man. So definitely appreciate y'all for both of those. Hit that like button one time for the coach if you're digging it, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And that's crazy. I just seen the Lions put up 50 today. Like, holy smokes, man. All righty. Richard R. Bezo first in the building. He says this game put an end to the defense questions. I would hope, but it's still going to be people that aren't satisfied with today's performance from a defensive standpoint. They're going to say, why didn't you score a touchdown on defense? Why didn't you get multiple interceptions, multiple forced fumbles? It's like, bro, this defense is a good defense, man. This defense is a really good defense. This defense is a productive unit. And like I said, man, with this defense, man, as long as they are healthy and they are on the same page, they are capable of doing this to a lot of teams, man. But he said this is the National Football League, man. Some dudes, man, make plays. I mean, obviously, we know this game still had the potential to be a little bit different, just in the sense of the 2 missed field goals by Tucker. That changes the score, that changes the field down the stretch. But as a whole, that's why you play the game, man. You live with what works for you, and what doesn't work, you try to minimize that and go to the next. But yeah, man, shout out to this defense, man. They did exactly what they were capable of doing, man, and we needed it in a major way. Hollywood 931. He says, and the game ball goes to Justin Tucker. Nah, man, shout out to Justin Tucker, man. Shoot. He hit the one that made it a little bit closer, but yeah, at the end of the day, man, you got to be cash money. He missed him today, so I'm definitely loving that, man. And shout out to Boz, man, for being all good on his end, man. Salute. Chris Furman says another no touchdown dub. Hey, baby, I love the versatility with how we can win. For them teams that can only win by scoring touchdowns, they don't win a lot of games. It is hilarious. And they be over there like, hey, man, no, man, we only score touchdowns. We win. I'd be over here like, hey, look, as long as we find a way to win, I don't care if we scored 3 safeties. Find a way. As long as at the end of the game, we've scored more points than that other team. That is all we care about, baby. Shout out, Dylan. A 20th overall super chat. Let's go. Definitely appreciate your support for the channel as well. He says Peyton Wilson with the interception of the year. Dude, it's for certain going to be in the running. Got to be a finalist. That was nasty. And at the time of the game as well, man, we know this is a critical junction late in that game, man. We had to make a play. Ravens trying to move the ball, and ultimately Peyton Wilson, man, big time interception, man. And that's why we drafted him. Athletic, big ball skills, creates turnovers, splash type of guy. Yeah, definitely like what we saw right there. And also, man, if y'all hadn't had a chance to check out that interview, we did have him on the podcast a couple of weeks ago this season. Man, definitely go back and give it a listen, man. Dope story, man. It was cool to hear, just everything that's kind of led up to where he's at right now, man. But He said, shout out to Peyton Wilson, man, for certain. Ragu Alford. Shout out to Ragu Alford. In the 229 Albany. In the 206 Seattle. Shout out. West Coast to East Coast. I digs with your own. And like I said, if y'all digging how we doing the post-game reaction, man, don't forget to hit that like button. One time for the culture. And subscribe if you are new to the channel. Got the homie Mike Hood in the building. He says, shout out Peyton Wilson in that fire interception. Salute the GOATs in the chat, and especially Mr. Moats. Now I salute you back. You already know what time it is. Another Victory Monday incoming. It's a victory. It's a victory. Go victory. Love it. Love it. Love it. Especially when you getting that victory versus the Ravens, man. Gotta get them, man. Beat them as often as we can, man. So loved that. And y'all in here deep today, man. I see y'all. I see Steelers Nation showing up today. That's that victory feel right there. That's that we took care of business, man. Went out there and smashed on these rat birds. Yeah, that's that vibe. I like it. I definitely like it, man. Quality koalas showing love as well, man. Definitely appreciate you. You already know that. Terrell Alexander. Shout out to Terrell. He says Washington is 6-7. He should have jumped on that interception. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. That's kind of what I was thinking as well. I think that's what Russ was thinking also. And I think when Darnell Washington goes back and watches that play over, he's gonna feel the same way, like, oh yeah, I should have just jumped up. That was to me. And I probably could have made a play on it, man. But like I said, man, it is what it is, man. The guys will live, they'll learn from it, man. Darnell still came back. I had a nice explosive catch later on. I think it was that next series following the interception, man. So like I said, with Darnell, man, it's just good to see him being utilized in the passing game, man. That first catch that he had across the middle of the field, love that. And ultimately, man, with Darnell, we know what he's capable of. This is what he showed on tape at Georgia at times, man. And even when he came on the show and talked with us on the podcast, I think I was 2 weeks ago, he even said, man, my background is receiver. He played wide receiver, prior to going out there to Georgia, man. So he's still getting used to this blocking full-time life, but it's good to see him still showing off the production from a receiving standpoint, man. G. Alexander, he says, Wagwan, my youths. What's up, baby? You know it's always love with you, G. Alexander. Great team win, being bullies today. No facts on that, man. I love when we play the Ravens, man, because this is where you get a chance to see who is the actual big dog, who is the actual alpha of the division, who are the real life bullies, the bad boys, the ones that hit and make you say, ow. And it looked like it was us once again, man. And that's the thing that I love, man, because it's literally that. Because we are so familiar with each other, because we organizationally mirror each other so much, it literally comes down to, you just got to beat your guy across the field from you in those one-on-one matchups, man. You're not going to surprise them. They're not going to surprise you. You're not about to do anything that's going to trick them on this field. But the way to beat them is be more physical. And 9 times out of 10, when they play out the division, they're usually the more physical team. But as we saw today, baby, it's a little different when you come to that black and gold, baby. It's a little different. So love that. Doug D. Shout out to Doug D. Not to be confused with Doug C, B, or A. So shout out to you, Doug. He says, the airplane Wi-Fi failed me for most of the fourth quarter. Yikes. That sucks. Yeah, that airplane Wi-Fi can be hit or miss at times, man. Sometimes you get right and yeah, how you feeling? Real presidential on them flights, man. And then when that thing is acting a little off, you're just like, bruh, come on, like not right now. Why would you do this to me? I need to see the guys. But I understand. I definitely can understand it, man. But he says, but Stoke, we got the W. No facts on that, man. Shoot, I'm just saying, man, if that's going to be the energy, man, with us getting the dub like that, you might have to just, book all flights for that to happen again. Wi-Fi go out, but you got to be on the flight. All right. I'm just saying it worked. It's only weird if it doesn't work, Doug. And it worked this time. So are you a team player or are you not a team player is the real question. Okay. But nah, man, definitely, man. Shout out to you for that, man. But man, across the board, man, we had, in terms of when we're looking at just matchup versus matchup, right? And we're saying, man, this player or this elite player versus that elite player, which one of those guys won the matchup, man? or who played better in the matchup. When I think of Russ and I think of Lamar, I'm like, man, both of these quarterbacks were matching up. Both of these quarterbacks had to have good games. I felt like Russ had the better game of the two. When we talk about their running attack, I felt like Derrick Henry as an individual had the better performance, but I felt like our collective of Najee and Jaylen Warren were the better running back duo. The statistics even reflected that. But that was also something that we kind of joked about, me and Deke, right? We said, yeah, man, with some of them dudes, man, you just got to jump them. You know, yeah, man, we ain't into the 1v1s. Let's jump it. And hey, man, it worked out. But we did, as a collective, like I said, with Najee and Warren, outrush the King Henry. Wide receivers, we obviously had the more production there with GP being the best guy on the field. So shout out to that. And like I said, man, that was what we kind of needed. That's what we needed, man. You could even make a case offensive line wise. Like across the board, we were winning those matchups, man. And like I said, for us, that's what it's always going to be. Now it's week to week. You know, we're feeling great today, man. We're going to be pumping our chest like we're supposed to be. And rightfully so, man, because we did go out there and do what we needed to do. We had a great week of practice and the guys executed in the game. We know next week, though, another test, man, right? And all this good feelings that we have, man, people talk crazy about this if we don't continue it on. But like I said, we'll worry about that then, man. Because today we feeling good. Love when we get the victories, man. Love it, love it, love it. And I see you, Mike A, joining the upper room. So, Mike A, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And yes, Steelers Girl 517. We do got that short week this week. So, yeah, we're gonna still enjoy our 24 hours of victory. All right. But we might have to like condense it a little bit, make it like 16. All right, because yeah. We do got a Browns team. I didn't even see if they won today. I know Jameis. No, they got beat 35-14. All right. Okay. So that's good. We like that. Shout out then. Shout out. Yeah. But I say, because I'm trying to think who else in the division, man. Obviously, we are waiting on Cincinnati. But yeah, all right. I like that, baby. I like that. And shout out to Christian Lang gifting an upper room membership. Shout out to you, man, being a rock star, life paying it forward, Christian. Definitely appreciate you. And roo to the tutor. You funny. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Rod to the tutor. All right, man. Rod to the die. I'm about to say I'm butchering it all up, man, but I like it anyways. All right. And I see Xavier T. G says back to slander Russ. QB1 feels. There it is. There it is. I love it when we're disgruntled. Yeah, man. But nah, man. Excellent, man. Excellent. Like I said, in a game like that, man, you need the guy that's gonna play well, man. I thought Russ did his thing, man. He did exactly what was needed in this thing, man. It wasn't easy, man. The pressure there was, you know, like I said, oh wait, man, I was a little bit surprised, a little bit annoyed at times too that he was having the success that he was having, man, from a pass rushing standpoint. But in terms of just getting the ball out at certain times, man, minimizing the potential for a bad play to become a terrible play. Those are all the things that to most viewers they kind of go unnoticed, but from a schematic standpoint or even from a just staying on schedule, field position, bigger, you know, more like nerdy football high level talk. It's like, yo, Russ was still operating at a very high level. And that was another reason why we were able to keep the ball in possession as long as we did. We were able to move the ball and get the field goals the way that we were. That is all, like I said, predicated or based off of that, man. So, like I said, for me, man, I loved everything that I was seeing with Russ, man. I ain't have any issues with that, man. And on top of that, how did the game end? It ended with the day going victory. Victory, baby. So, that's how it's supposed to be, baby. That's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, man, if we're going to get perfection every week, man, I think that's like a unrealistic thing from our eyes. But for what I'm looking for, man, I think Russ definitely delivered that today, man. So shout out. All right. Let's see. Now, Farron Bradford, I see Farron Bradford showing some love as well. Farron Bradford says, love the defense after the bye. Was hoping to hit the tight ends over the middle. 0 was nuts today, but a win is a win. Offense has some major work to do. All right. 0 was nuts today. I don't know who zero is. I feel like I'm drawing a blank on who zero is. Um, and in terms of hitting some of the tight ends over the middle of the field, we did the like I said, the 25 yarder to Darnell. That was that, man. But I would also say this, man. Baltimore understands what? Hey, they're gonna try to attack us across the middle of the field. They also have a guy by the name of Roquan Smith, who he went out, I think it was about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But he's a big time player, man. And that's another reason why we weren't really attacking there, along with Kyle Hamilton. These are the type of guys that kind of discourage that. But like I said, this is called smart quarterback play. You can go out there with the pride and want to attack it. And when those guys create the splash plays that we've seen happen before, now we're over here criticizing the quarterback or criticizing the coach and things like that. But instead, you operate with and that's shout out to G Alexander. I appreciate you on that, man. He's saying zero in terms of Roquan Smith was nuts today. Gosh, I was like, yeah, he was talking about for zero. But with Roquan, that was a big reason why I say, man, you stay away from that, man. Like I think he had 13, 14 tackles at one point. And I was like, yo, him and Patrick Queen were trying to show who was the better linebacker between the two. I don't know if y'all peeped that. I was already on that. I'm like, oh yeah, they trying to show like, yo, I'm nicer without you. I don't need you here to be nice. And it was going on both ways, but both of them dudes showed up, man. But yeah, man, he did have the hammy, so it'll be interesting to see, was it a full pull or was it a tweak, man? Because we obviously know we got them in a couple of weeks again. But yeah, man, like I said, in terms of this defense after the bye week, man, the way that they're communicating, they're not having the breakdowns of communication, which have led to explosive plays being given up. The reason, that they've been able to be a little bit more locked in from that standpoint is, yeah, at the bye week, man, you do get a chance to go back and say, what have we been doing well? What have we been struggling with? What are the plays that we continue to mess up? Maybe we dial those back until we feel more confident executing them. Like all of that to me, kind of goes into what took place during the bye week and, seeing 2 games removed from the bye week now. And that's what you need, man. That's most definitely what you need. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we got some O-line talk going on. Okay. I see your I'm too saucy. I see your brother man to you. And I think Spice Creations. Okay. And Jay Fair was talking a little O-line. So let's talk a little O-line, man. I know some people are gonna look at it and say, man, absolute terrible performance. They suck. They were trash, man. Multiple sacks allowed, penalties, and all this other stuff. Sure, in a vacuum, yeah, you can say that. To me, I think the context behind it is a little bit different. At what point this season has this offensive line looked perfect? At what point in this season has the offensive line played at such a high level? We're just like, whoo, baby, like they top five, top five, top five. Nah, we say that they play really well at times. We love their effort at times. On occasion, they'll have like all right, that kind of slip up right here, but as a whole, we've been saying that, yeah, man, they're more work in progress, and we're happy that they're starting to gel a little bit more now that, it's multiple weeks of the same group being out there in terms of the starters. But yeah, we still are very much a work in progress, man. I mean, we got 2 starters on the right that, like I said, weren't even technically supposed to be starting week 1, man. And so with that, you're gonna have ups and downs with this group. I get the Broderick criticisms and stuff like that. Part of me doesn't care about the penalties. More so not the holding penalties, because obviously those are drive killers, but more so the I think it was the unsportsmanlike conduct that he had, and that was for him, running down the field. I forgot whose face he got into. It was following I think either Russ or Fields Russ or GP got hit. And he's come up there and standing for his guy. Like, I don't have an issue with that type of stuff, man. But we've already talked about Roger. We said, man, yeah, he has all the talent in the world, but he's still young. He's still, having times where he looks good, sometimes where he doesn't look so good, man. That's young players. For all of us that love the draft so much, and we talk about first rounders as if they're gonna come in and just be, above reproach. This is the draft process. You're going to have ups and downs because young players play like that, man. So, as much as, like I said, I would love to be like, oh man, O-line, man, y'all got it better than this, man. The penalties, oh my God, man, O-line, y'all suck, man. Damn, Moore, you got beat for a sack. Rod, you got beat for a sack. Oh, y'all give a sack on the blitz as well. Like, nah. First off, that's the Ravens, man. Ravens gonna always play us tough, man. We know that. Throw the records out the window. But on top of that, it's like, yeah, we still haven't gotten to that point just yet where we feel like our offensive line is set in stone. I mean, there's still people debating what we should do with our left tackle. Should we re-sign him? Should we go let him leave? Should we move Broderick Jones over there, the guy that we've been super critical of at right tackle? Maybe he's going to magically be different at left. All right, like, who knows, right? Hey, man, should we go out there and draft another guy? Like, so when I think of all of that criticism, all of that commentary before we even get to the game, I'm like, what is my expectation supposed to be for that group? Should this expectation be this? I know we'll say the standard is the standard, but I think standards and expectations are very different. I think what the standard is yeah, we want to be varsity every time we go out there. We're trying to win a championship every time we go out there. But in terms of realistic expectations, we can win a championship with this group, but this group doesn't necessarily have to be the best offensive line in the league. This group isn't even top 10 in the league, probably. You know what I mean? When you're just talking about overall individual for individual, and now you're looking around the league and comparing them and stuff like that. But are they good enough for us to win, for us to run the ball well? Yes. Are they good enough for us to have some time to sit back and throw the football? Yes. And to me, that's what you need, man. That's what you're looking for. So, like I said, for me, that's my big reason of, not being overly critical of the offensive line. Now, they still have to get better. And I don't want you to confuse me not being overly critical of them with accepting where they're at. I just feel like we're watching their growth and development. We're in the heart of it, though. So to criticize them and anticipate or expect the finished product while you're in the heart of it, I just don't personally think that those really are aligned just yet. So that's what, like I said, for me, my viewpoint on them is just still a little bit lower right now because, yeah, y'all haven't put enough of these performances under y'all belts in the stadium to where I could just bank my, come here and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna dominate that matchup. Yeah, we're gonna win it. It's like, no. Show me. Just show me. Okay. But like I said, man, as a whole, got the job done. And that's what you want. And hopefully those guys will be better next week than they were this week. And that's all we're asking with this offensive line. Just continue to grow. Just continue to get better. A little bit better this week, a little bit better this week, next week, et cetera, et cetera. And now when we get to late December, when we get to January, now we're playing at a high level. And now that group is battle tested. They've had the high performances, they've had the low performances and everything in between. And now we'll be a well-oiled machine. So, like I said, that's definitely the thought process, but you're also building valuable experience from Broderick. You're getting valuable experience for Mason McCormick. You're getting valuable experience for Zach Frazier, who I thought was playing at a very high level, man. He was moving people. I looked at him one time. My man's taking the dude 4-5 yards. I'm like, God dang, Zach, like, I love it. And then it was like, get a little tussle. We gotta have a little tussle, little friendly meeting of the minds. Gonna come here and talk about it a little bit. Like, yeah, man, I moved you over here. Now what? Okay, take people's about me. Okay, I love that. Love it. But Zach Frazier, I thought that he was doing his name, man. But like I said, you're getting 3 very young players just in those guys right there. Frazier, McCormick, Broderick, growing together, getting reps together, getting in stadium experience. And that's only going to help us down the stretch, whether it's later this year, if Troy is able to come back at some point this season, or even next season. You just feel so much better about those guys continuing to grow, man. No different when we look at Dan Moore. Think about Dan Moore in year 1 and year 2 and how he kind of struggled at times, and look at where he's growing into now in year 4. When I look at Broderick, even though he's the first rounder, he still needs time to develop. So this is going to kind of give him that ability as well, man. And shout out to Russ. Russ be doing his thing back there. Russ pocket awareness, it's a little bit underrated at times, man. Like, he's savvy in the sense of just how he maneuvers through the pocket, how he gets rid of the ball at times and just creates space and helps those guys out. That is just as important, right? O-line blocking, that quarterback's drop, that quarterback's ability to read these coverages and get that ball out on time is just as important, man, for the protection group. So, like I said, that's why for me, I wasn't all the way tripping on the offense line, man. All right, but shout out to the homie Don. The Don Hefe Quan, man. He hit y'all with the simple thing, man. Hit that like button. In a sense, I kind of agree with him. I think y'all should hit that like button one time for the culture, but don't forget to subscribe either. We are on the quest to get the 50,000 subscribers, and we are getting close. We are knocking on the door. Ding, 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 ding. Got giveaways is getting gived out. Actually, I'm putting those in the mail this week, man. So we do have a couple of things with 6 people total, man, that are on the hook for, man. Be sending that stuff out to you this week, man. All right. But Like I said, man, definitely keep rocking with it, man. Definitely keep rocking with it, man. Shoot. And shout out to we in this 5:26 hour. Y'all know we got the 4 o'clock games then kicked off, man. What y'all watching on in the comment section, man? Let me know in the comment section, man, what y'all watching on today. But also, man, in terms of black and gold, man, let me know who got your game ball offensively, who got your game ball defensively as well in this game, man. Who were some of those guys that balled out to you, man? All right. And if there's anything specific that, kind of got your mind, let me know that in the comment section as well, man. We'll wrap, you know that. And shout out to Scrooge Greedy as well, joining the upper room. So welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. I'm seeing some Bills game. Y'all watching the Bills game? Okay. Shout out to the Bills game. All right. No shout out to the Bills game. No shout out to the Bills game. No, all right. Not all right. I don't want to talk about that game right now. Oh, he dropped. All right, incomplete. All right, shout out to the Bills game. Shout out to the Bills game there. All right, that works. Hey, and Leah Warren, shout out to you as well, man. I see you tapping in with us, but don't forget, I need you to reach out to the Moats winners at Gmail account, so that way I get your contact and I can go ahead and send you your giveaway as well, man. Because I remember Deke had picked you for let me see, which giveaway was that? For the 400 plus giveaway, Leah Warren. All right, so don't forget to hit me. All right, hit me on the hip, man. The Gmail, mostwinners at gmail.com, man. So that way I can get you, because I think you were the last person I was actually waiting on for information to send the giveaways out there. All right, so shout out to you on that. I'm seeing a lot of buys pop up in the sense of offensive game balls for this week, man. And I don't hate that at all, man. When you score 18 points, man, you cash money from 50 plus on multiple occasions with Justin Tucker in the stadium. Yeah. Noriega, the certified troll guy. Shout out to the name, by the way. He says on offense, he went with Darnell Washington, and then defense, Patrick Queen. I like that as well, man. I thought Darnell had 2 big time catches, man, to flip the field, give us momentum, and put us in scoring position. And then obviously Patrick Queen from start to finish was on a tear today, man. A cool name. Shout out to you, man. I see you saying Boz. Shout out to the Boz. Frank K says Boz as well. DC53 went with Boz and Patrick Queen. Shout out to PQ. All right, let me see. That's a lot of, I'm seeing the PQs pulling up. Okay. Yeah, I like that, man. I like that. Because the boys was balling. They was doing what they was supposed to do. And that's what we need, man. But that's ultimately what these guys are capable of. And I don't see why this can't continue. Health is the big part, but we're young, we're healthy in the right spots, and guys are coming back to us as well. And I think that's the other promising part, man. I mean, you think about today, like Corey Trice, right? That's still a guy that's going to be coming back to us. Mike Williams, he just got here, but we didn't even utilize him like crazy today. But that's still an added, element that we haven't even unleashed all the way just yet. We talked about Herbig being back out there today, but we still haven't had the Herbig, TJ Highsmith, and Preston Smith action just yet. Now, hopefully, like I said, with Highsmith, will be back sooner rather than later. But as a whole, man, yeah, we got some pieces, man. We got some reserves. It's pulling on up on us, man. I'm liking that, and of course, the addition of Cam Sutton being back out there. Love to see that as well, man. And yes, Zach Attack, thank you so much for saying this, man. But he says Minka played really good today. Big tackles. I would agree. Not just big tackles, but also big deep ball deterrent. And what I mean is, man, it was times where Lamar wanted to take some shots down the field, but Minka's body position, Minka's overall awareness, and his athleticism made Lamar hesitate, made Lamar have to hold, and then the rush was able to do the rest in terms of getting there. I thought that Minka did that at a high level, and Minka's tackling continues to show and shine. I mean, this is a guy that we knew could always make plays, but it's like, yeah, it was times where we've had to talk about his tackling. But I thought in terms of this year, man, and specifically this game, thought that he did his thing out there. And yes, Row, shout out to Row in the building. Yeah, Dean Lowry looked good. He had the big PBU. Was that on third down, the pass knockdown, man? I like Dean Lowry's game, man. He's a smooth, like, quiet vet, man. Like, dude been in the league for a while, man. Obviously had success in Green Bay. And he's just blended in perfectly with our D-line rotation, man. But we've seen him make plays time and time again this season. And that's what you want, man. Just guys that even though you could maybe start somewhere else, or all right, you would have a more prominent role somewhere else. Well, here, man, now we call you very high in depth when you're the guy that's coming off of the bench and rotating in, man. So I'm definitely with you on that. Row. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, John Rod, don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. He said, y'all got the TV muted because the Bills game won. Listen, the TV is muted, number one, because I'm streaming, aka I'm working. All right. I'm working here. All right. So yeah, man, that's why I have to have it, muted. I don't want to get no copyrights, man. All right. Shout out to that. But yes, there's a strong possibility the Bills game might be on right now, but I digress. We're not here to talk about Bills. Y'all are talking Bills. I'm just chilling. I got on my salute to service hoodie for now. All right, but don't y'all get me like that, man. All right, don't y'all do me like that. There you go. And shout out to Black and Yellow Texas still, man. He says Mark Andrews routed Minka twice. Hey, man, if all it was twice, that's a great day. I mean, we know what Mark Andrews is capable of. Shoot, I got him in my fantasy league, man. Usually he be cooking for me production-wise. Let me see what my man Mark Andrews did for me today. All right, just for contextual purposes, okay? Because he routed him up. Yeah, he got off on him today. Let me see how my man Mark did for me. Mark gave me a whopping 4.2 points today, man. 4.2 points, all right? Yeah, 2 catches for 22 yards on 3 targets. Shout out, all right? Shout out to Mark Andrews. Y'all think shout out to Mark Andrews, okay? So the fact that Minka got routed for them 2 catches for 22 yards and that was it, man, that's what I love to see right there, baby. Heck yeah. Let's go. But like I said, man, Likely, though, he did have some success. I ain't even gonna hold you on that one, man. Shout out to Isaiah Likely. But that was kind of to pick your poison, man. He was like, all right, we're going to focus on Mark a little bit more, man. Likely made some plays. 4 catches, 75 yards. He obviously had the 42-yard catch and run. But as a whole, man, those guys weren't able to have that consistent rhythm in. We got out of there with the win. Like I said, man, they ended with 207 passing yards for the day. Just think about last week. We say Jaden Daniels ended with 202 passing yards for the day. Like, Bills doing what they doing, man. Secondary's doing what they doing. D-line's doing what they doing. LB's is covering. Terrell Austin, right, man, under fire. Hey, all right. Got this defense doing what they're supposed to do, man. So, like I said, definitely digging what we got going on right now, baby. Now, I see, and yes, Deontay Johnson was held to, I want to say he had a goose egg. I don't think DJ did. I think I saw him for like a play or 2. Yeah, 2 targets, no catches, no nada. Hey, man, maybe next time. I know he was looking forward to the matchup. Next time he can bounce back. All right, not this time. Next time. So definitely love that right there. Yeah, Mike Hood, no catches, man. Hey, that's how it's got to be sometimes, man. That's how it's got to be. Find a way, right? We know all those dudes, man, are talented, are capable. And, we'll obviously see them again next time. But for right now, we got out of there. We held them dudes down, man. DJ, nothing, right? Zay Flowers had a couple of moments. Obviously, we know he had the touchdown at the end, but he had the big drop, man. Hit him right in the right place, right in the hands. It was like, no. Bing. Maybe that's the contagious. Maybe it's like rubbing off on the boys. I don't know, man. But either way, man. Definitely liking what I'm seeing, man, from the squad, man. So, like I said, man, for us, we're in a really good position right now. Another guy that I did want to shout out, man, as we're getting on the back end of the stream, Ben Skronik. Yes, Ben Skronik, man. We've been talking about the Gunners. We've been talking about the special teams or that 5th, 6th receiver who is going to be. Ben Skronik was out that name, man, causing penalties, making tackles, like, the dude, man, in terms of his gunner play, man, I saw him multiple times out there making plays. I also saw him, man, on offense with some timely blocks. I like what I'm seeing from Ben, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like, watching him these past couple of weeks, man, since he's came back from injury, man, I'm like, yo, you're giving us that glue, the nasty part of the wide receiver position that not a lot of people talk about, where we're looking at the roster and we're saying GP isn't a gunner. Calvin Austin isn't a gunner, right? They're not the guys running on special teams making tackles. Dan Jefferson, that's not what he does, right? We said, man, Mike Williams, that's new money, but that's not what he does either. But Ben Skronik, it's like, all right, Ben, hey, man, we activated you, man. We got rid of Terrell Evans, man. That was one of the big ordeals. But to me, man, Ben has been out that thing producing. But like I said, it's in the unorthodox. It's not in the way that always shows up in the stat sheet, but it's in a way that from a player's perspective or we need you to win perspective. Yeah, Ben Skronik for certain has been doing that, man. So I did want to shout him out while we were up here today, man, because like I said, I've seen him flashing multiple times now. I'm like, yo, you keep doing what you're doing, Ben. We appreciate special teamers around here. All right. Danny Smith loves special team players around here. Heck, I was interviewing one of my good friends, one of the dudes that was balling on special teams for us during my time here, Rosie Nix, right? Shout out to Rosie, man. But that's one of them dudes, man, where it's like, yo, if you make plays on special teams, man, they'll love you here. You can become a legend here, man, for certain. Shoot, Tyler Metcalf, man. We talked about Darius Hayward-Bay. We talked about Miles Boykin. Miles Killebrew, right? All these dudes that are just predominantly special teams players that have carved out roles and, guys that we know and rely on, man. So with Ben, I'm like, hey, bro, you doing your thing, man. Keep it going, Ben. Keep it going. But yeah, Rashawn Jackson, it is kind of crazy that we are in week 11. Like, it doesn't even seem real. But yeah, here we are. Here we are, man. But shoot, that's why all these games matter, though, man, because there isn't a lot of them. And we are once a week, man. So it's a finite opportunity, but take advantage of it, make the most of them. And that's what we've been doing, man. So like I said, definitely looking for that, man. Definitely liking that as well. But this is what you want, man. We're getting down the stretch, man. And as the road continues to narrow, we separating ourselves. We're showing that we one of them ones once again, man. All right, once again. And I think we need one more victory, too, to officially get the solidify the no losing season. Then, all right, nothing below 500, guys. Just another. All right, 1 week away. So just wait on it. All right, just wait on it. But shout out to Coach T, man. Shout out to Coach T. But like I said, man, let me see. Do we got anything else? Because like I said, I know we got this game. I know we got games going on right now. And I see y'all over here. Y'all was trying to knock my hustle off, man. I already peeped y'all. Interception. Y'all don't say nothing when James Cook was scoring touchdowns, though. But now Josh threw the pick. Oh, interception. Yeah, funny. But anyways, man. I see you 900 Juice Coach of the Year talk. No, facts, man. Coach T keep winning like he's winning, man. He for certain will be in those conversations, man. Absolutely, man. All right. So Alex Allgood still brought up the no touchdowns. No touchdowns, but 6 scoring drives. So which one, would we rather have 1 touchdown or actually 2 touchdowns? Because I think Baltimore did have 2 touchdowns, but not as many scoring drives and lose, or would you rather have the 6 scoring drives and no touchdowns, but we still win because of the field goals? They said, man, it's one of those things, man. You never apologize for winning, baby. That's the one thing I do know. So like I said, man, if you want the style points of scoring touchdowns, Baltimore did score 2 touchdowns today. So shout out to their touchdowns. But as a whole, hey, what's the point of paying a kicker if we're not going to actually allow the kicker to kick and score his points? Or we're going to be frowned upon when he scores 6 field goals, 18 total points, 3 from 50 plus, all in the same game. I mean, I'm just saying, isn't that what it's about? I mean, I don't know. I think that's what it's about from my eyes. Shoot. That's the whole, hey, man, we got to score touchdowns. I'm like, bro, it's a lot of teams that score touchdowns every week, and they be losing after losing after losing. I'm going to take these scoring drives after scoring drives after scoring drives after scoring drives, all right? That's just how I'm going to rock with it. But like I said, man, everybody's a little bit different, so I know how it goes, man. I definitely know how it goes, man. And root to the, and he says, that red zone play calling is trash, Moats. I don't agree with that, honestly. I don't. I think that the Ravens' red zone defense is good. I thought they played well today in the red zone. I know we only see it one way, and that is if we don't score, then it's on us. It wasn't that they did anything well, but nah, Baltimore was doing what they're supposed to do on the stretch, man, or down in the red zone. We did have some opportunities, though. And I think that we do have some areas that we could grow to potentially as well. But once again, it's like, what are we trying to accomplish? Are we trying to appease everybody stylistically, or are you trying to effectively win the game? And I think that you have to ask yourself when you're in these situations, these games like it was today, what's the approach, what you're looking for? Because I mean, yeah, you can go that route, but at the same time, the more you take those chances putting the ball in the air, the more you try to get exotic. Oh, let's put the other quarterback, let's go Justin Fields down here. You just open yourself up to potentially more negativity. Coach Tomlin has a proven formula that has lasted him for a long time at this level. And it's due to, these type of decisions and these type of ways to kind of adjust to the flow of the game. And today, man, that was the flow. You got to take the points. I'm just glad that we've actually identified and paid really well our kicker, right? A guy that actually knows how to go out there and hit these kicks, man, in these critical moments. Because if you don't, and all you can do is rely upon scoring touchdowns, man, you're a one-dimensional team and you suck. Like, oh, they scored a ton of touchdowns, but they don't get a ton of scoring shots. They score a point. They scored 3 touchdowns, but they don't get no. I'm good on that, man. I want the teams that execute. Why? Because as you saw today from the flip side, Baltimore has scored a ton of explosive touchdowns this season. But when you put them in a stadium versus us, where we don't give up explosives, we make you have to execute. You see the difference. It's the mentality. It's all the philosophy, man. But that's why I said, man, everybody has like their version of what they want or what they deem as this is the way that I want to win it. All I know is a lot of people have that opinion of wanting to score a ton of points to win the game. Obviously, we know it's an offensive league, but when we look and reflect on how many of those offensive teams and offensive gurus don't have the type of success that Coach Tomlin or some of these defensive-minded coaches have, that's the part where you just sit back and you just wonder, like, okay, well, which one is more important? The style in terms of what it should look a certain way, or the actual finished product, which is victory, man. So, like I said, man, that's kind of how I look at it, man, with that. But shout out to the dub, man. Shout out to the dub. And like I said, man, Steelers Nation, you never apologize for a victory, baby. Never apologize for a victory. Oh, man, we ain't scoring no touchdowns, but I'm sorry we won this way. Nah, not I. Like I said, I don't care. We got to score 20 safeties. Hey, man, we won. All right. As long as we score more than them, that's all that matters, baby. What 900 you say? Big win energy. Let's go. And shoot, I'm just keeping the wins going, man. Got a chance to see John Bones Jones, one of my favorite UFC fighters, take care of business last night. Love that. Shout out to Stipe as well, man. But needed that, especially after seeing my dog Mike Tyson not get the knockout. I wanted to see him take Jake Paul's head off. We'll digress and we'll deal with that another time. But a victory is a victory. And my JMU Dukes took care of business as well. And I like how you're not on the stream, the Brobarian, but I'm going to send it to you anyways, because I heard how you was feeling. I know you was talking. But them ODU Monarchs, man, y'all ain't got nada on them JMU Dukes. Everybody knows that purple is, and purple will always reign supreme in the state of Virginia. So shout out to the JMU Dukes, all right? Yes, and yes, Rue to the, we did see Mike's cheeks. Unfortunately, I did not want to see his cheeks, man. I was sitting there with my little guy. We watching. He's like, Dad, is that I was like, yeah, son, that's them cheeks, bro. Them are buff, muscle, old guy Tyson cheeks, man. I did not want to see that at all, bro. Definitely did not want to see that, bro. Yes. Was that split, man? A Lamb 16 say JMU Fairfax in the house. Let's go. And Pittsburgh Toddy, I do agree. The female fights were the female fighters were the absolute best, even though the chick got robbed, man, with the cut up eye. Definitely robbed her, man. Me and my little man were saying her like, yo, how did she not win that fight? Insane to me, absolutely insane, man. But it was a fun time, man. Like I said, a fun sports weekend, man. So yeah, like I said, the Netflix stream as a whole, though, time out. Netflix, bro. We got to get this under control. We got an actual game coming up on the 25th of December where the Pittsburgh Steelers will face the Kansas City Chiefs on Netflix. And bruh, that Netflix stream, that is not acceptable. That is not going to work. That for sure ain't going to fly, bro. I don't know if y'all tapped in to the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson live fight on Friday night on Netflix. But if you did, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you did not, yeah, shout out to AB, Frank K. AB for certain saved the day. He because boy, yikes. I was over here like, yo, are we really, this what we paying for? Like, I pay for Netflix. Like, I ain't even pirating your stuff. And this the stream you giving me? Come on, man. Yeah, that had me hot, man. That had me hot. So it can't be like that on game day when we playing when we playing the Chiefs, man. Christmas Day can't be the case, man. Can't be the case. Yeah, but other than that, though, everything else was good. All right, so shout out to ABC, ESPN, man. He did the fighting world a service. We'll leave it at that. All right. And yeah, like I said, man, it was a good weekend though, man. Good weekend for the vibes. Good weekend for the vibes. And yeah, Black and Yellow Tech still. I wasn't there. They've been acting a little funny too. Okay, they've been acting a little funny too. All right, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. But with that being the case, man, that will. Oh, actually, I did not see. We did have one final super chat that came in. Let me get that real quick beforehand. He says, and this is Red. He says, y'all clowned on Boz because he did Ben's podcast. No, Red, you misinterpreted what was communicated about Boz doing Ben's podcast. Don't look for it to be negative. I know you wanted to beat your chest on that, man. But no, people didn't clown on Boz. People were very much nervous about Boz because the kind of joke has been, man, when dudes do podcast media in season, i.e., last year we talked about, Pat Peterson, right? First game of the season podcast is like, yo, bro, that's why people didn't want, or people were really reactive to my man Boz being on Ben's podcast, because it's like, bro, man, when dudes start doing that, they typically don't play the best, regardless of if it's, some folk myth or if it's legitimate, like whoever, whatever it is, it's like, yo, it just be weird. So that was the big reason why people was getting their Boz like, hey, man, you sure you want to be doing this media stuff right now, man? You gotta chill, bro. But it all worked out. It all worked out. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep that energy. I ain't even about to hold you on that one, man. Yeah, no, man. I like my guys focused, locked in the season, man. Locked in. All right. But let's see, man. I think that is all supers, all comments, all chats. So, with that being the case, man, that will conclude today's victory screen. Shout out to the good guys taking care of business. And if, like I said, you guys enjoyed, if you guys enjoyed yourselves out here, man, make sure you hit that like button one time for the coach and subscribe, baby. Because, like I said, we do this after every game, home or away. We're going to have fun with it, all right? But it's even better when we get a victory, man. But you already know, man, like I said, a little bit different of a schedule this week with the game being Thursday, right? We got the Browns, man. So we definitely will go Monday. We'll go Monday. 95% chance we'll be out there on Tuesday, regular schedule. But instead of Thursday show, planning ahead, more so thinking Friday morning, all right? So I know my West Coast people might be a little bit earlier for you guys, but my East Coast gang, man, a little bit earlier in the day, all right, man, switching up a little bit because of the Friday element of it, since the game would be on Thursday night, all right? So just giving y'all some context, man, some inner workings of the thought process, man, all right? But either way, like I said, man, definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in. Stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.